Welcome back to Lonato South Garda Karting as we recover the non-finishers from the KZ2 qualifying heat just a few moments ago. This is the final heat of the morning. This is OK Junior. D versus E. We go down the grid and have a look for you. A class field of 90 drivers here this weekend. There's Leventi Revesh, Hungarian to the left of your screen. Just a spot behind him, Marcel Kuch, the 376, Baby Race Paralin. We walk down the grid facility here at Lonato. William Wallenstam on the right of your screen. Just in behind Brando Badoea. A beautiful sunny day. This is incredible for the Winter Cup. As I say, in the past years, we've had snow, we've had ice, we've had sleet, we've had fog, we've had rain. We've had -5-degree temperatures, 16 degrees the top, and we're not far from that here this morning in the north of Italy, halfway between Milan and Venice, just a few miles south of the magnificent Lago di Garda. As we take a close-up look at Timek Kuhacic for Team Baby Race Paralin. The pole starts out of grid number 2. Baby Race Paralin. A huge contingent here this weekend, as ever, the team of Sandro Lorandi, based just a few miles away. This is the driver who has travelled further than anybody, Jimmy James Wharton, all the way from Melbourne down under for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Starts out of pole position in the 357 Vortex-powered FA Kart. Already taken a few victories here this weekend in the heats. Certainly one of the favourites for the final is Wharton. Took third last night in a scrappy last lap. The final heat, Andrei Zhivnov, the Russian in the Cosmic Racing Department entry, as ever powered by the Vortex. The final heat of the morning, Andrei Zhivnov alongside his countryman Alexander Kubenko, 309, also for the Cosmic Racing Department. Third row of the grid is Enzo Trulli, the Italian who won the Margutti Trophy at this very circuit. Starts alongside Thomas Tembrinka. We'll take a full look at the grid for you in just a moment's time. Just a few moments from the green flag. This is the final heat of the morning, the 24th running of the Winter Cup here at Lonato, the race that stretches way back to 1996. The winners on that occasion in junior were the Italian Oscar Tami, who won in a Tibi kart, ahead of Andrei Lottera, and the Dutchman Benjamini van der Wacker. There is Kubenko on screen. Took third in a Kali kart. That was 24 years ago. Tonio Liuzzi, who you may know, won in Intercontinental A, and Natale Maggio won Formula A in a Vortex-powered Tony kart from Johnny Mislievich, who later that year at this circuit would take out the Super A World Championship. Nicola Gioniberti, the legendary two-time world champion, was third on that day in a Perilla-powered Jolly kart, racing against this driver on screen, his father, Jarno Trulli. Of course, many a day went wheel-to-wheel with Nicola Gioniberti, Johnny Mislievich, Natale Maggio. Winner of the first ever Winter Cup back in 1996 was Natale Il Siciliano, here with the Tony Kart team 24 years later. 359, Matthew Rees, the Welshman. Disregard the Ricky Flynn Motorsport suit. He needs to update that. It matters not, though. He's in a Kart Republic. Grid number 7 for the Welshman, powered by the Iami. Alongside Conrad Lawson, 354. Also for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. We hope you're enjoying our live coverage of the 24th Winter Cup here at Lonato on the website of South Garda Karting. That is www.southgardakarting.it. Also the official Facebook page of South Garda Karting. This historic circuit built back in 1988 and hosts circuit of the Winter Cup every year since 1996. Next year, in 2020, it will be 1/4 of a century. 25 years of the Winter Cup here at Lonato. What a celebration, what an event that will be. The 25th running, 1/4 of a century of this incredible historic race at the center of the karting universe. South Garda Karting Lonato ready for the green flag for the final heat of the morning. OK Junior, D versus E. The final heat, 13 laps in just a moment. The green flag flies. The 125cc engines are pushed into life. There's Wharton, leads out Timek Kuharczyk. These magnificent pictures coming to you live on southgardakarting.it, also the official Facebook page of South Garda Karting. So they come down the hill, warm the tyres. The Vega control tyre. As we take a look at the grid, we saw the first few drivers: Wharton, Kuharczyk, Andrei Zhivnov, Gubenko, Enzo Trulli, Thomas Tembrinke, Rees, Lawson, teammates last year. Bergmeister, Pikotowski. Just speaking about Jakob Bergmeister, he's in the modern powered RS kart, the Ralf Schumacher kart. You'll be able to see it in a moment. Immaculately presented. The German team, the red kart. Levente Revesh, and speaking of red cards, Christian Cannibal Bertuca for the Birulat team. Needs a good result in this one, does the driver from Milan. Had a DNF, had cost him badly in the points. Christian Cannibal Bertuca on the 6th row of the grid. The 328 Birulat. The front row is the pole on grid 2 alongside the Australian who is on pole. That is James Wharton. The Russians, the Cosmics, look at row 2. Tremendous sight this is here at South Garda Karting. Kuharczyk for Baby Race Paralin. Wharton on the outside of the front row. 13 laps, the final heat of the morning for OK Junior. The new cut-through section of the circuit. They come up to the line. We get ready for the start, and we do go green. Immediately into the lead is the young Australian. A good start by one of the Russians. Of course, Zhivnov and Gubenko, identical karts. They go down the back straight. It's one of the Russians. We'll pick out exactly who it is for you in a moment. The Cosmics are 2 and 3. Kuharczyk has missed the start. He's back to 4, and he's coming under pressure from Lawson, Enzo Trulli, as they come down the hill for the first time. It is Andrei Zhivnov up into second place. There's the race leader, James Wharton. Head of Zhivnov, there's Gubenko. Thomas Tembrinke, in fact, the Dutchman also for RFM goes through on Kuharczyk. Conrad Lawson is right there. 3 Ricky Fleet Motorsport karts trying to put into the top 6. Tembrinke, Kuharczyk, Lawson is ahead of Enzo Trulli, Matthew Rees, Pikotowski, Levente Devesh. Barthaware with a superb start up into position number 11. As the field settles down on this, the second lap, the newly extended part of the circuit. Incredibly, where they race right there used to be the pit area. There's the old pit lane entry, the concrete apron on the infield part of the circuit, and the old turn 5 chicane has been rebuilt a few years back, where Wharton leads the field through for the second time. There's the Russians. There's the Cosmics. There's Thomas Tembrinke. Right ahead off the pole, Timek Kuharczyk. Enzo Trulli gets by the Welshman Matthew Rees. Kuharczyk gets one back. Trulli in the CRG tries to take advantage. Ricky Fleet Motorsport here in force. There's Thomas Tembrinke. The Russians are coming. 2 and 3, Andrei Zhivnov, Alexander Gubenko. Zhivnov sits behind the steering wheel, minimal input, keeps it as straight as possible. The Vega tyres now on lap number 3, up to temperature here in the sunshine of South Garda Karting. Wharton leads down the hill with 0.6 of a second advantage as Rees hounds the back of the Italian Enzo Trulli. Right behind him, Bartek Pikotowski, Levente Devesh, Brando up to P11, Christian Bertuca. He's P12, Bergmeister, Miran Pingasov, Zhizheng Huang from China rounds out the 15 as Conrad tries the outside of Timek Kuharczyk. It's a one-way lane down through turn number 1 and 2. So Water now with 0.7 of a second over the two Russians. Don't they look superb, the two Cosmic Karts, as Andre looks right behind him and sees his countryman, his teammate, Alexander Gubenko, sitting right on his rear bumper. Thomas ten Brinket, 2 Ricky Flynn Motorsport karts in the top 4, 3 in the top 5, with Conrad Lausen, who's got past Kuharczyk once again, the pole in the Baby Race Paralin. So the final heat of the morning, 34 starters, 33 still running. Dmitry Krylov, the Russian in the Tony Kart, the only retirement so far. And his countrymen running position number 2 and 3. That is the black flag, unfortunately, for the pole. Karol Paszkiewicz, the Elite Racing Development driver, will have to come into pit lane for a mechanical defect. We didn't quite see what it was, but I do suspect it was his rear bumper getting loosened in a first corner incident going down into turn number 3. Karol Paszkiewicz with the black flag does have to pit. Mielke E-powered Luxor kart, bad luck for the pole. His countryman Timek Kuharczyk in the battle for the leading group. The freight train come across the line. There's Wharton, Zhivnov, Gubenko, ten Brinket, Lausen, Kuharczyk, Enzo in P7, Rees, Pikutowski and Miran Pingasov. Il primo italiano, Enzo Trulli, settimo. Christian Bertucca, 12esimo. Michael Papparo, 15esimo. E Brando, 16esimo. Mentre guardiamo di nuovo il canguro, l'australiano davanti il 2 della Russia, Zhivnov e Gubenko. The Russians trade positions side by side. Hold down the inside goes Thomas. TTB splits the two Russians. Gives his teammate James Wharton more breathing space. The black flag is out for Karol Paszkiewicz. And also the 3-2-1 kart. Well, it's another pole. Bartek Pikutowski also has to pit. Bartek Pikutowski also with the black flag. 2 poles, 2 mechanical defect flags. Timek Kuharczyk flies the flag for Poland. He's in the battle for the lead, running in position number 6, or the leading group at least. Just still ahead of Enzo Trulli. Behind Conrad Lausen. There's Thomas ten Brinket, Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Splits the Cosmic kart. It is Vortex powered karts. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It's FA karts 1, 3 and 5. The Cosmics are 2 and 4. The Russians are 2 and 4. The Australian leads the way here today in northern Italy. James Wharton now with 1.3 seconds over this battle for second place. Gubenko looks behind him. It's a long way back to the other pole. Kuharczyk, the best of which remaining. And we've got one kart rolling to a stop on the infield. It is Christian Bertucca, not for the first time this weekend. Oh, a disaster for Christian. He is out. Again gets 0 points from this heat. Absolutely furious is the young Italian. And he has every reason to be. Christian Bertucca is a retirement as Enzo Trulli goes up the inside. Battling with Conrad Lausen, Matthew Rees, Miran Pingasov, the Spanish-Russian driver. Just behind that battle, Lausen and Rees go wheel to wheel up the straight. You're going to get a glimpse in a moment of the abandoned Birolart right there of Christian Bertucca. A disaster for the Italian. He gets 0 points from this race once again. James Wharton looking to take maximum advantage. The Shemek Racing Team driver from the Eastern Lions Kart Club, about 1 hour's drive north of Melbourne, 20,000 kilometres or 24 hours on an aeroplane from here in northern Italy. Black flag still being displayed for Bartek Pikutowski. Doesn't look as though he's seen it yet, or at least decided to ignore it. Continues on. The card actually looks all right. He's still lapping. Let's have a look. He's still in position number 10 on the road. Bartek Pikutowski now with the black flag. He can't ignore that. He must pit. The mechanical defect flag is one thing. It means he can pull into the pit lane and repair whatever the problem was. The cart looks still quick enough. Is it a slightly dislodged piece of bodywork? But a black flag he cannot ignore. Otherwise he risks exclusion from the meeting. We'll just come into view in a moment, the far part of the circuit. 3 laps now remaining for James Wharton. Bartek Pikutowski, a disaster for the pole. He's going to join Karol Pashovic in pit lane in just a moment. And it looks to be dislodged bodywork for the pole. He's out of this race. He'll fall down the timing screen. As the battle for second rages, Thomas Tembrinke goes into second spot. Ricky Flynn Motorsport 1 and 2. The Russians in the Cosmic. There they are, 3 and 4. Tembrinke goes through on Andrei Zhivnov, 3:08. Alexander Gubenko, 3:09. Identical carts, identical equipment, Vortex-powered Cosmic. And the Russians, the young drivers themselves, Alexander and Andrei, they're actually not that easy to tell apart either. They run in position number 3 and 4. There is the black flag still being displayed for Pikutowski. His race is over, despite the fact he's still circulating in the lead group. So 2.5 laps now remaining. This is Thomas Tembrinke in position number 2. The Russians, they look superb in the Cosmic Card. Of course, the reigning World Championship winning manufacturer in both the OK Junior class and, of course, KZ. Last year with Victor Bernier and Patrick Hayek in KZ. Victor Bernier winning the OK Junior race. Racing in the, well, one of the Winfield Driving School contestants. That course, that famous course, about to get underway at Paul Ricard as Alexander goes through and trades positions with his countrymen, Alexander and Andrei, the Russians in the Cosmics. Gubenko now up into P3 as we go back to the leader. 3:57. Ricky Flynn Motorsport, James Wharton. Can he take victory? Can he follow in the footsteps of some of the most famous names in world motorsport as a former winner of the Winter Cup here at Lonato? Even Sebastian Vettel didn't quite manage to win the Winter Cup. The 4-time Red Bull F1 World Champion was 3rd here in the junior category in 2001 for the KSM. That was the Kirchhoff Schumacher Merchow, or Kaiser Schumacher Merchow Tony Kart team in the day. As James Wharton comes across the line to takes the win here this morning. This final heat win, it's OK Junior D versus E. And he's looking good for the superheat and the final indeed later this afternoon. The Russians fall back to 3 and 4 because Thomas Tembrinke got through with 3 laps to go. Ricky Flynn Motorsport 1 and 2. Check the order for you in a moment. There's James Wharton, comes into pit lane. The job done for the Australian, the final checkered flag of the heats here for the 24th Winter Cup here at South Garda Karting. 3:57, well done James. As we say from the Eastern Lions Kart Club, the Puckapunyal Circuit, an hour's drive north of Melbourne, Australia, and Wharton takes yet another heat win, and he's looking good for the final this afternoon. Thomas Tembrinke makes it a Ricky Flynn Motorsport 1 and 2. The RFM team 3-time world champions. Can they take out the Winter Cup this afternoon? Certainly Thomas and James will be in contention. RFM 1 and 2, Cosmic Racing Department 3 and 4 with the 2 Russians, Alexander and Andrei. Timek was 5, good drive from Enzo Trulli. Matthew Rees, the Welshman, was 7th, head of Miran Pingasov. Conrad Lawson, Marcel Kuch, the final heat of the morning. We'll take a look at the highlights in just a moment of this final heat And in a few moments, the super heats get underway for the finals. Before the finals, I should say, the 24th running of the Winter Cup. James Wharton, the Australian, these magnificent pictures. Coming to you from South Garda Karting, he took the lead from pole position and from there was never really troubled. The two Russians, the two Cosmics, fought amongst themselves. Good result for both Andrei Zhivnov and Alexander Gubenko. In the end, Thomas Yevchenko got by them to make it a Ricky Flynn Motorsport 1 and 2. How about the black flag for the Poles? Karol Pashovich, the mechanical defect flag. And Bartek Pikultowski, who actually did cross the line, position number 14. So it's effectively the end of his event, ignoring the black flag. Trying to decide it later. Fight it later, I should say. James Wharton comes into pit lane, 357, the winner of the final heat here this morning.